It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
First question for you from Fu Manchu. He says, what do the money guys use as far as credit cards? Okay. So when he's thinking about knowing himself and what he's looking for in a good credit card, do you have any insights?
Yeah, so I'm going to I'll tell my stable because mine's pretty quick and easy. I'll give you my exact stable. And full disclosure, we don't have affiliates with any of these. We don't get anything from recommending these. I'm just telling you what we use in my household. For most of my everyday purchases that don't fall into a different category, I use the Fidelity Rewards Visa card because I get 2% back on everything. Rewards automatically deposit into my account. I also, because we do a lot of shopping on Amazon, and every now and then we like to go to Whole Foods. We also have the Amazon card because we get 5% back on that, which is a great specific credit card for those types of purchases. We use the Target Red card because my wife also likes to do a lot of shopping at Target. And then we have the Costco Citi Rewards Visa, which gives us the categorical spending, saving on gas, saving on travel, saving on Costco, and then there's a spillover for everything else. Those are I don't know if that was 4 or 5. Those are the ones that we use that pretty much round out all of our consumption.
Well, and I think it's important, like you said, Target, you said the Amazon Prime card. Those are valuable just because it's 5% right off the top.
Right off the top.
And that, by the way, that applies to Whole Foods too. That's the one I kind of look at and go, man, why don't I have that card?
You don't have the Amazon card?
No, I don't have the Amazon. Just because I didn't want to add another layer of complexity because, I mean, my stable is, of course, the Fidelity Visa is 2% on everything. That's the one, if you don't know a category that's maximized, the default should be just that Fidelity Visa because it's just 2% on everything. Now, the categories that I can get a little bit extra, I also have a Costco Visa card, and that's with Citi. And what I think is interesting on that one is that it's 3% on restaurants, 4% on gas. So you can imagine. I tell my wife because I have an electric car, but my wife has the normal car, and I try to as much as I can once a week to go get her gas at Costco because it's like 30 cents a gallon cheaper here. But I've told her, I was like, if you're not going to do that, if I'm not taking, because she won't go wait in I used to say the Jimmy Carter gas line, but now you can say it. We've had periods in the last 2 years where it's been like that, even now with our crazy inflation and supply chain issues. But Costco always has huge lines. She won't do that. So it's a matter of, I tell her to use the Costco card, at least get the 4%. And then I have, of course, the Amex Platinum that Clark Howard told me he had. And as soon as, I saw he did it, I was like, well, if it's good enough for Clark, it's good enough for me. And it's been really powerful for traveling. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Those are the big three. My wife does have okay.
Here we go.
What's funny? I think I know where you're going. I was about to talk about that.
So here's the thing. There was a moment in time where it was some encouragement on her side of the family. They were like, you got to make sure more of the credit and stuff like that is in your name. So my wife was like, I want a credit card that only
is in my name.
Sure. And then we'll get you a side card, because some of my cards. And I think that's a good thing. I just wish the reason you see apprehension or delay is because the card we chose would have so benefited if I was the primary because I just travel more for business and stuff. So we have a Southwest card because if you live in Nashville, that is the airline where all seats are first class and they fly direct out of Nashville to a lot of places. I'm from Atlanta. Delta spoils you, but here in Nashville, you kind of have to have Southwest. And so she likes the Southwest card because she's now on their A+ whatever. Sure. But it's great when I fly with her because I'm the companion and I get to, to do all that.
But you don't get the benefit from it.
But when you and I go travel for business, and we should be totally getting the status benefit, but it's all, and I support it. I just wish we'd have done it maybe on the Fidelity Visa or maybe even the Amex Platinum, because that Southwest, I just travel a lot more than my wife does, and we don't get to maximize that benefit.
Here's one thing you noticed that we did not say, and I think this is important to mention, because my wife asked me this. Sometimes she'll be at a store, she'll be checking out, she'll say, hey, I shop at this store a good bit. Should we do the credit card here? Because I'll get a big discount right now. And I'm like, okay, while that may be true, that's just one more account, and it's specialized to a store. So as much as we can, we try to avoid the specific store credit cards. The one that are specific to that retailer. I'm assuming there's probably a place where that could be justified, but for us to keep things simple, we choose not to dive into those.
Except for, like you said, Target.
Well, that's a grocery store. That's not
Well, but
shopping.
to be fair,
now
you've
look,
chosen like one or two.
That's
You
right.
don't
That's
have to
right.
Let me
sign up for
ask one,
everything.
and I don't know if we have the ability to edit. My wife is still mad at me that I will not let her do, or that's not the right. We have agreed.
Oh my goodness, I know where you're going, and I'm about to have pie in my face. First, I know where you're going.
Nordstrom does this incredible pre-sale where they let
Oh,
people
yeah.
in for like a week before everybody else.
Okay.
And me and my wife have had discussions because we've had a mistake financially back when we were buying our very first house back in the 90s, where a store credit card cost us like 25 basis points on the mortgage because somebody had opened a store credit card, didn't tell me about it. Our credit had a ding on it because all that 10 or 15% had blown up a lot of stuff
Yeah.
financially. So we now have a rule: we don't do store credit cards. Nordstrom has been a bone of contention in my house. And then imagine my surprise when I found out somebody in my content circle here has a Nordstrom credit card.
okay, all right. Full disclosure, I was wrong.
I was gonna say
I was
it's
wrong.
not me.
We do have the Nordstrom card, but here's what I do. So I pay my cards every single month. I log in, pay them on the first day of the month or the last day of the month every single month. And Nordstrom, there's not often a balance. I check it every time, but oftentimes there's not a balance there. So I don't think of that as being one of the stable, and I don't carry it around in my wallet. But technically, yes, we do have the Nordstrom card. Thank you for telling me.
I'm here.
Thank you
I'm
for-
here to keep you straight
for holding me.
and make sure that everybody gets to laugh at us
But
in our
boy,
dynamic.
is she happy when they have that sale every year. She gets stoked.
You know what needs to happen? She just ought to call my
Call your
wife
wife
up and
go
take
on a
her to
shopping
those
day.
pre-sales.
Yeah, I got it. Awesome.